Hey guys, welcome back. We're talking today about race number 14 at Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois with Kubota High Limit Racing. We're in a new location. We're actually in the High Limit headquarters here in Indiana, getting ready to head towards 34 Raceway here later on tonight. But we're doing the race preview for Tri-City Speedway here today. And that race is held on Saturday, May 11th here, so 2 days from now. 3/8 mile racetrack, so that's going to be 2 3/8 miles here over the weekend. And it'll be just, I believe, the fourth 3/8 mile race of the season. So the weather looking pretty good so far as of this point in time. 74 degrees will be the high when we get there. A low of 52 and just a 4% chance of rain. So the rain chances are looking pretty good, are looking like they're not going to be existent really. So should be two good nights of racing and 2 good nights of weather, both at 34 and at Tri-City. Going to be mostly sunny conditions over there and winds just 10 to 20 mile per hour throughout the day and the night over there in Granite City. It's going to be another $12,000 to win main event and $1,200 to start. And right now we got an estimated car count of about 30-ish. We'll talk about those drivers that we know are going to be there here in just a moment. And with MOA Sprint Cars, this is kind of like right in their area. They don't have any races this weekend, so we could get a couple of cars that usually race with MOA. They could show up with us at Tri-City. We do have a couple other series going to be racing around this area. So, IRA going to be racing as well as Knoxville is going to be racing. So, going to lose a couple guys potentially from there, but we are looking like we're going to have a pretty decent car count. We're looking about 30-ish right now. The most recent 410 winners, they had quite a few races there last year at Tri-City Speedway. Ayrton Jeniton got a win with the MOA Sprint Cars there last year. And then obviously Kyle Larson got the win with High Limit Racing. Also, we had David Gravel get a win there with the Outlaws. And in 2022, Jake Newman got a win there with the MOA Sprint Cars as well. So quite a bit of 410 racing goes on there throughout the year at Tri-City Speedway every year. The track record right now heading into the weekend, it was set by Rico Abreu on May 31st of 2023. That was at the High Limit race there last year. The time in 11.940. So before that, though, the track record had held for a very long time. I want to say it was back in 2007 it was set and got beat last year at the Outlaw race first. And then when High Limit came to town, it was beat by Rico. So he currently holds that record. Once again, 11.940 is the lap time. The top 5 finish there from 2023. Usually in this point of the video, we usually talk about who's going to be making their debut at Tri-City, or we usually talk about who has the most podium finishes on 3/8 mile ovals so far this year. But since we haven't ran any races yet, since the last 3/8 mile, we did a preview for 34 already. We talked about the podium finishes at 3/8 so far this year. I'm not going to put the same information on there twice. So the top 5 finish there from last year with High Limit Racing, we already talked about it. Kyle Larson did get the win. Rico Abreu finished up in second. Corey Eliason was third. So maybe a good opportunity potentially for Rico and Corey to get things going here. Rico only 1 podium finish on the year. Corey is still looking for that first top 5 finish of the year. So maybe a good opportunity for those two to have a good run. Anthony Macri finished 4th in that main event. And then Sam Hafertepe Jr., he finished up in the 5th position. And that race actually had 4 lead changes. So it was pretty exciting stuff. I want to say it was Parker Price Miller, Danny Dietrich, Rico Abreu, Kyle Larson. They all led laps throughout that main event, with Larson ended up taking the W there. So obviously, we got a little bit of a smaller whiteboard here. We will fix that later on during the weekend once we get to the racetrack and get the normal whiteboard back. But we're borrowing Tony Laporta's little whiteboard here, and we're borrowing his office. So we appreciate the pit reporter with High Limit Racing, Tony Laporta, letting us borrow his office here and his whiteboard. So let's switch boards and talk about who we think is going to be there, and also talk about some other things leading into Tri-City Speedway on Saturday night. All right, we've got boards switched over. Now let's talk about the high rollers, the full-time drivers with High Limit Racing that have wins in the past at Tri-City Speedway. There's quite a few of them. 6 drivers have won there, whether in a wing sprint car, a non-wing sprint car, or a midget. Brad Sweet is one of them, the driver that's got 4 of the last 5 wins with Kubota High Limit Racing heading into the weekend. He got a USAC midget win there back in 2008, so it's been a while since he went to victory lane, but he does have some success there, as does Rico Abreu. He's a USAC midget there, winner there, as well as a MOA Sprint Car winner. So Rico's done it with the wings and in a midget as well. Tanner Thorson was the king of this place in the midgets for a long time at the Gold Crown Midget Nationals. He has 6 wins there in a USAC midget. And Tyler Courtney, he's got a USAC midget win there as well. Chris Wyndham has won there without the wings on top. USAC Sprint Car winner there in the past. And Parker Price Miller, he has also won there with the MOA Sprint Cars in the past as well. So keep an eye on those 6 guys. Maybe that that success in the past can help them out a little bit here at Tri-City Speedway this weekend. We just mentioned Chris Windham. It is actually his turn for the High Roller playlist. He's got some pretty good songs on there. So if you're there at the racetrack, if you're watching home on Flow, you'll be hearing his music during the race program over the speakers or through the Flow broadcast. And so that is always something that we look forward to with every single high limit race. And then James McFadden for 34, Chris Windham for Tri-City, and then we're going to have Justin Peck doing it at Kokomo. So some good playlists coming up here on the docket with high limit racing. Now let's talk about some of the drivers that are going to be there that are not full-time with the series, but we know they're going to be there. We've talked to them or it's on their schedule. One of them being Hunter Schurenberg there in that new ride with Hybrid Motorsports. They debuted that car at Lakeside with High Limit last weekend, and they looked sporty and had some issues there, obviously, with the new team, but we'll see what they can do this weekend against High Limit Racing at 34 and at Tri-City. Joe B. Miller, he'll be there as well in the 51B car, along with Brian Bell, Garrett Williamson, Aaron Rixman. He'll be making his High Limit Racing debut there at Tri-City, and then Sterling Kling will be there as well in car number 34. Those are the drivers that we have confirmed right now. We have at the bottom there, I mentioned it at the very beginning of this video, that we could see some of the drivers with the MOA series showing up. We're right there in their backyard, and they have the weekend off from racing. So who knows who we could get from MOA? If you know of anybody showing up, make sure to let me know down in the comments section below, and we'll get them added to the list. And that's all we've got here for Tri-City Speedway. Well, actually, one more thing. I did want to mention this. In case if I get dizzy or if I sound weird on the broadcast, I am announcing from the infield there at Tri-City Speedway. I'll be spinning in circles trying to keep up with all the action. So if I fall over or something goes wrong, just remember that I'm announcing from the infield. That could be an issue there. Hopefully it's not, but it could be something interesting to keep an eye on. So that's all we've got here for Tri-City Speedway. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, whether you're watching at home on YouTube, if you're watching it on Flow Racing. Appreciate all your guys' support. If you are watching on YouTube, comment down below. Are you going to be at Tri-City Speedway? And who is your pick to win the race on Saturday night? Appreciate all your guys' support. We'll talk to you again here very soon. Thanks.